Hello, welcome to Garden of Wisdom channel. I hope you enjoy. Please click subscribe for more updates. Our subject today is
when it comes down to it, we're all seeking the same thing in love, the one. That special person whose personality, interests, values and goals mesh so well with our own that it feels as if we're a perfect fit, as if we've known and loved one another for eons. Here's a secret from the Zodiac. There is a way to know early on whether your relationship stands a solid chance of becoming that rare, special connection you're hoping for. Each sun sign, from Aries through Pisces, is associated with a certain astrological element, fire, earth, air or water, that lends the sign particular qualities. It all comes down to the heated passions of fire, the grounded stability of earth, the clever intellect of air, or the emotional depths of water, and how any two given elements mix in love. When two people become romantically involved, their elements can either blend well together or clash against each other, causing tension and discord. To find out whether you and your sweetheart could be soulmates, find both your sun signs in the following picture. Then find your matched elements to learn whether your soulmate probability is low, medium or high, according to the Zodiac. When two fire signs are romantically involved, it's passion meets passion. All the time. These two make quite an ardent couple. They can hardly keep their hands off each other. It follows, of course, that two fire signs will occasionally go head-to-head in epic clashes, the kind of disagreements that could have smoke pouring from both lovers' ears. That's just part of the passionate connection these two share, and for the most part, they can use their fiery clashes as fodder for some truly steamy make-up sessions. After all, life is just too exciting to waste much time holding a grudge. When a fire sign and an earth sign are romantically involved, it's a case of two people with very different qualities trying to make it work. And it could work out quite well in the long run, as long as earth appreciates fire's high energy and ardent nature, and fire values earth's grounded, practical perspective. These are all important qualities in a long-term relationship. After all, the problem is, fire and earth can drive each other crazy, fast. They're just so different. Fire may feel stifled by earth's relentless insistence on being sensible, while earth might find fire's passionate nature to be too much high drama to deal with on a long-term basis. When a fire sign and an air sign are romantically involved, it's just like when a gust of wind hits the embers of a campfire. Sparks go flying everywhere. Air is drawn to fire's energy and exuberance, and fire loves air's clever wit and high-flying ideas. These two elements share a lot of passion, but perhaps even more than that, they make great friends, and a strong friendship is an excellent foundation for a long-term love affair. Of course, these two could lack that all-important grounding influence that will keep their feet firmly planted when necessary. When a fire sign and a water sign are romantically involved, it can be a wonderful way for fire to soften up and delve into the feeling side of life, while water benefits from a fun spark of adventure and excitement they may be otherwise lacking. The problem with this pairing, however, is that, like a bucket of water tossed onto a campfire, water's deeply emotional nature can be a bit of a buzzkill for exuberant, energetic fire. Fire signs and water signs are both quite passionate, but in very different ways. Fire is all ardor, temper and big, blustery shows of emotion, while water tends to feel things quite deeply, even when they seem placid on the surface. When two earth signs are romantically involved, it's a meeting of shared sensibilities. Being practical and grounded, earth signs are naturals at committed, long-term relationships. They're also quite sensual, possessing an earthy brand of passion. That's right, these two can indulge in some epic love-making sessions. That is, when they make time for them. Being hard workers by nature, earth signs can sometimes put more into their careers and other responsibilities than they devote to their intimate relationships. Overall, however, two earth signs get along very well together, sharing a strong sense of their basic values and a similar perspective on a life well lived. When an earth sign and an air sign are romantically involved, it can be hit or miss as far as a deep, long-term connection goes. Stable, sensual earth signs tend to be practical and no-nonsense. They live in their bodies, connecting with the world around them in a tactile and realistic way. Air signs, on the other hand, tend to live in their heads far more than their bodies, and may be consumed by high-flying ideas. At best, earth can help ground air on the physical plane, both sensually and in terms of practical, day-to-day matters, while air can act as a fresh breeze blowing through earth's intellect, helping them gain a novel perspective. When an earth sign and a water sign are romantically involved, a deeply loving and committed match can result. Stable earth, a natural at commitment, tends to have a much-needed grounding influence on water. Emotional water, in turn, inspires earth to connect in a deeply intimate and feeling way. These two are likely to get serious fast, as if they can sense within one another an immediate kinship. Water relies on earth to provide a sense of security and appreciates earth's natural strength. Earth, for their part, adores water for their tender heart, and will go to great lengths to protect water from the harshness of life. When two air signs are romantically involved, it's a true, and often instant, meeting of the minds. For their first date, these two might stay up all night, laughing, flirting, and discussing everything under the sun. Air signs fall in love on a mental, cerebral level first. They're attracted to one another for their mutual wit, knowledge and intelligence. The friendship between these two is strong, and can even outlast their romantic connection. But since they're always in their heads, two air signs in love can run into problems if their physical connection isn't as strong as their mental bond. When an air sign and a water sign are romantically involved, it's a case of two very different souls attempting to find common ground. As clever, inventive air lives in the mind, while nurturing, emotional water lives in the heart. It can be difficult for these two to feel heard and understood by one another. Air tends to intellectualize their feelings, and can be excellent at analyzing emotional subjects. Water, on the other hand, tends to feel things so deeply that they lose their ability to discuss their emotions in any coherent or rational way. Doing so, in fact, just isn't important to these signs. Needless to say, this disconnect can be frustrating for both partners. When two water signs are romantically involved, they can form the deepest of emotional bonds. These two share a connection so close that it might even feel fated. They understand one another intuitively and are able to sense each other's every emotion. Of course, this can get heavy fast, and it can be tough for these two not to get overly wrapped up in each other's feelings. Codependent relationships are common between two water signs, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. These two depend on each other for emotional balance and sustenance, and that can be very mutually fulfilling as long as they support one another and share a solid foundation of trust.